Hi,
What up,
what's up? Can you hear us?
guys?
How's it
How are y'all
going?
doing?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fantastic.
Spec-
Man, I feel great after beating Matt Cardona twice. I
yeah,
got a lot of money, you know. Got
yeah.
rich. Got rich. Get rich quick, man. That happens.
We were just talking about like having like tournaments, we were using a WWE, having tournaments, and you award them a cup. There's no championship belt. There's no like cash in aspect. It's nothing but a tournament. Get your name on the cup. You're champion like hockey, and then get some monetary value. Like that monetary value for winning, that goes a long way. I mean, right? Let's be honest, right?
Oh gosh, a long way. I've gotten like so much like just talk about me on Twitter. After that, it's been pretty incredible just to see everybody talking about me. Just some random kid from Alabama, kayfabe breaking kayfabe, you know. So it was a dream come true. It was a really humbling experience. It was cool, very
Now,
cool.
I first saw you. This is a interesting. So I first saw you on NWA 74. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
74 was the past one, where Cardona, that let's just be frank, that asshole issued an open challenge. Correct? You came out, you shocked the world, and then you did it the next night, or the next couple days on Power. That's the first time that I saw you. Then the first time I heard you was on Busted Open Radio. Have doors opened since you embarrassed Mr. Cardona?
Yes, yes. I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with the NWA, and I feel like I'll be working with them for a while. And recently, I worked Game Changer Wrestling
Yeah.
on the end. That was pretty cool, and yeah, it has opened some new doors for me on the independents. And I'm really looking to forward. I'm really looking to forward to what I can do.
Um, I saw I think a promo image, and I was gonna look up the match and watch it. You wrestled Kenzie Page. Um, okay, before I ask you how that match went, and what resonates most with you from it, but tell me a little about intergender wrestling.
I'm fine with it. I mean, Kinsey Page can beat my ass, so I mean, like, I love it. I don't care,
Yeah,
man, woman, I'll
right.
fight anybody.
We've had several people on before. We've asked them their thoughts on it. Some people into it. Some people don't think. What's the word I want to use? I guess I'll use realistic. I think it can work really well. I think Impact does a phenomenal job with it. I think WWE is testing the waters with it. Um, I've heard great things about Kenzie Page. I know she's running wild on the NWA. So yeah, it was great. It was great to see.
Hell yeah, man, she's a heck of a talent. I feel like she is one of my most recurring opponents on the independents. I feel like I've wrestled her a lot more than a lot of other people. So she's a very talented young lady. She deserves all the love she gets at NWA for sure.
Um, when I was preparing for this show, I like to go back and listen to other podcasts, see what I can pick up, watch matches and stuff. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. I couldn't find a fucking thing. I couldn't find any podcasts, any interviews. I found one, and think it was a lot of technical difficulty. Um,
Mhm.
and then so I dealt in some more. So help me iron out the wrinkles in my brain for this. Um, how did you get from the hot tamale to Miami Ice, which is a phenomenal name, by the way, Miami Ice, to where you are right now?
Ooh,
It's
that's
probably
basically my
it's a loaded
brother.
question, right?
Hey, yeah, yeah, I love that question. The hot tamale kind of started out as a joke
Yeah.
in the back. It was just a nickname I had, and I was like, well, I mean, this is when I first started wrestling, and my character was just basic wrestler.
Right.
So I really need to find a character for like I'll just flounder, and I just thought, man, I should do that sexy boy gimmick. And at the time, I was really fat and out of shape, so I thought it was super ironic. And I used my Latino heritage to add to the character, calling myself the hot tamale and calling women mamacitas, and I would have a $100 million lowrider Prius. That day, but that was a fun character. But eventually, I started getting more serious about wrestling in general. So I started hitting the gym like super hard, and I got in pretty good shape. So I was like, I can't really do this sexy boy comedy thing anymore. I got to do something a little more serious. And so I watched Scarface, and I was like, man, that's money. Don't even matter, man. I'll be a gangster, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then that was my latest gimmick on the indies, and I had asked Kinsey the next time NWA were running, and I would just show up to help out, and I did that, and I was helping set up the ring and everything. And then my younger brother on the NWA, Rush Freeman, happens to because we trained at the Nightmare Factory together. So we started catching up, started talking, and he decided, hey, let's take a selfie, you know. And so we took a little selfie, and he helps out at NWA. So he brought it to the back and like showed everybody, because we look a lot alike. I'm just like a mini him, so he thought that would pop everybody. And he showed it to Billy Corgan and Simon Diamond, and they were like, whoa, that right there is something we can work with here. Big brother, little brother type of deal, but like the small guy is the bigger, overprotective. So that'll be really, really good to showcase. And it worked, man. I went out there, confronted Trevor Murdoch, got in his face, and then he kicked me really hard. And then the rest is history. I want that World Heavyweight Championship match, Trevor. I'm calling you out right here. I still want it. I'm coming for you. So yeah, that's where we are today.
Well, we'll pass that along to Trevor. And fun fact: there has been several wrestlers that have come on this show, and they become champions at least no more than 2 weeks after being on the show. It is a fact. It has happened. So,
oh man, I'm hoping, I'm praying.
All right, now. Oh, so I was researching. And I'll get to the NWA because I want to ask you about your brother, about Spectaculars, some other stuff. But so I was researching you, and I was on what's that fucking website? Cage Match, one of those, and it gives your former names. It had Hot Tamale, it had Miami Ice on there, and it said Cabana Man Dan. Was that it? Cabana Man Dan. That was you, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cabana Man Dan is actually another wrestler down in the Southeast, in like Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and some up north. He's been wrestling for a long time, and he was a mainstay at a show called New South in Alabama. And this was like when I first started. I showed up, kind of the same deal with NWA in a way. We both look very, very similar, and they were like, let's do a fake Cabana Man Dan gimmick. So him and this other guy were having a match, and Dan gets thrown outside, and we do the twin magic spot. I come out, and then the guy pins me, because the guy who was wrestling was the heel, and he was using me to get the up on the babyface Cabana Man. So he beat me 1, 2, 3, and then that was a whole storyline where I like took his name and like took everything he had, and then eventually he brought it and got it back. So that's the Cabana Man Dan story.
And because I saw that and I was like, you know what? I know that name. So then I start searching that to find interviews. I was like, and then I see a picture of it of Cabana Man Dan. I see a picture and I was like, that doesn't look like Rolando Freeman that I'm talking to tonight. And then you said you used to be a little heavier, and I was like, oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyways, anyway.
Close.
Yeah, close enough.
Sure.
you're in the NWA. You're doing great stuff. As we mentioned, you beat Matt Cardona not once but twice.
Why?
So for those keeping score at home, if they want to represent that, ProWrestlingTees.com/Rolando, you can get that T-shirt for sure. I think it's up there.
It is.
It is. Is this a rivalry with Cardona? And if so, is it over?
Man, I feel like he's been complaining a lot about it, and I don't think he's finished with Rolando. But if he wants to step up and get punched in the mouth again, I ain't afraid, man. Bring it on.
You've also gone on the record saying you're here to steal everybody's significant other. Will you steal Chelsea Green?
Oh goodness, yeah. After I beat him for a third time,
he's got it.
Why would she not want to leave him for a real man? You know what I'm saying? I'm the number one reason. Of course, brother.
I hear it. I feel it. I got it. I mentioned the Spectaculars. Can you tell me a little about them?
Oh yeah. Rush is a younger guy. He's not been wrestling not very long at all. Actually, I met him at the Nightmare Factory, and but he's a good guy. He's a very, very nice man. He helps out with everyone. Good human. One of the best humans I've ever in my life. With give you the clothes off his back. Good dude. And I think that it's going to be really fun teaming with him and watching him learn and grow as a wrestler and a performer. And Brady has been doing this for a while. I think about 10 years. And he had talked to me. He's an actor. He works on heels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Over various independents. And I actually like watching his work whenever we work together at the NWA. I feel like I could learn a lot from him too, in a way, because he's really good. You know?
Yeah.
And but yeah, they're a couple of good guys, and I'm really looking forward to teaming with them a lot more in the future.
You mentioned the Nightmare Factory with Rush. What are some of the takeaways you took away from the Nightmare Factory, and what resonates the most with you from your time there? And do you still go there? How does that work? Do you graduate training?
Well, I kind of got in, kind of luckily, actually. They were still the One Fall Power Factory, and they would have some days where you could just drop in. And then me and a buddy of mine would drive 3 hours from Alabama to go every so often, And we got in good with them. When they started the Nightmare Factory, we joined that class. And what I took away from the Nightmare Factory is it's a very, very incredible professional facility. I remember I was blown away when I walked in that place. 3 rings, and then QT Marshall was a good trainer, great trainer, very honest with you. He'll tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and tell you exactly how to fix it. And Glacier is also a trainer there, and his wife Carolyn is a nutritionist there. And for anybody wanting to get in the wrestling business, and you live in the South, that's the place.
Yeah. We've heard some nice things about the Nightmare Factory. Joey Sweets was on here. There was someone else that talked highly about Glacier too. I can't remember who it was.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Hell of a man.
You've done some work with New South Wrestling, Pro South Wrestling as well. Those great independent companies that I like watching. Sure.
Yeah, New South is still my my show. I still wrestle there. Actually, we have another show in Alabama here in a couple of weeks, so you guys should look that up. Heflin, Alabama, and it should be streaming on Pro Wrestling TV in a few weeks.
Oh,
so
nice.
whenever that.
Nice. Who are you wrestling that night? Pro Wrestling TV. Let me get them.
I will actually be teaming with a young lady by the name of Rita Raccoon. And we're
a great name.
Kinsey Page and her younger sister Kylie Alexa. So that would be a beatdown for sure. That would be a hell of a fight. You guys need to check that out.
And that's with New South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
because New South is on Pro Wrestling TV, right? I believe so.
Sure.
Yeah. For those of you just tuning in, whether you're listening to it wherever or watching it or you just popped in, we're talking with Rolando Freeman, I guess I'll say. Rolando Freeman?
Rolando Freeman. Rolando Perez Freeman.
Rolando Perez Freeman.
Indeed.
Yeah. The man who beat Cardona twice, he'll be wrestling with for New South this weekend. Pro Wrestling TV. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say. Pro Wrestling TV. Check it out. ProWrestlingTV.live, I believe, is the link. New South is on there. Cardona's little toy podcast is on there. I know the Women Wrestling Army, I think, is on there as well. So
And
Warrior Wrestling. Yes, thank you. That is correct. You do a better job than I do. Yeah, it's good stuff. Where do I want to go? Oh, I definitely wanted to ask this because when I was researching you, it came up, and I was just interested to know because we've had the director, writer of what was the name of that documentary? Out in the Ring. You came out saying you were bisexual. My questions are this: what's it feel like? Is there pressure being a role model for this population? Did you feel that pressure to come out?
Yes. That stuff builds up for years and years. Eventually, I just told myself, you got to man up and accept for yourself for who you are, and you shouldn't what anyone else thinks of you. Be you. We only have one life, to be you 100%, always. That's my message.
Damn straight, man. I feel that. Power to you. I can't. Like you said, it builds up, and I know. We've talked with people before. I can't even put myself in that situation. But did you feel pressure in the wrestling business that had to be done, or did you come out? Did you say it for personal? Is that the way I want to put it? For yourself as opposed to wrestling?
For myself, 100%. But in terms of wrestling, I know wrestling is a very they accept a lot of people, and I knew everyone would be really cool with it. So I really wasn't worried if anyone would judge me based on that.
That is phenomenal to hear because it probably wasn't always like, which is unfortunate for sure. And I'm sure that it's probably not like that as much as it could and should be. And people like you, Effie, coming out or just presenting it and putting it out there will change that for the future for my kids. Who knows? You never know. Hey, enough of that. So Trevor Murdoch, NWA World Championship. Will you get an opportunity for that? Will Billy Corgan have the balls to give you an opportunity for that?
I've been asking for it every single week that I've been on their television, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that I get it. And I think if I keep knocking on the door hard enough, I keep working my tail off and keep showing I can whoop some ass. Yeah, I think I'll get it one day.
For those people that go ahead. I'm sorry.
In terms of Billy Corgan having the balls to put me in the new or the NWA World Heavyweight Championship match, I think I got to show him that I have the balls to be in the NWA World Heavyweight Championship match.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
For those of you, or for those that maybe have never seen Rolando Perez Freeman in the ring, could you describe to the people at home your style, what they could expect seeing you in the ring?
I'm a very, very rugged street fighter kind of guy. No, I don't really fly. And I don't really do technical wrestling. I'm definitely a brawler. Definitely a brawler. Very scrappy too. I'm super small, so I'm always fighting from underneath. So I'll do whatever it takes to win.
You got that underdog feel.
Mm-hmm.
But you carry it. You carry it big. You're small in stature, but big in the ring. Yeah.
I'll smack you, bro.
Take him out. Oh man, Rolando. What was I gonna go? Let me see. I'm looking over here at my notes, which I have in bullet point form on a dry erase board, which I never really follow in order. So I apologize for that. We talked about being a role model. I talked about going from hot tamale to where you are now. We talked about takeaways, Nightmare Factory, Kenzie Page. Kenzie Page has been talked about a lot on this show, actually. I think Dr. Tom Pritchard spoke highly of her as well. Spectaculars, NWA, beating Cardona not once but twice. All those links. So yeah. So I think. Marie we got a question in the chat. Thank you, Marie. What? So Marie Shadows in the chat asks us, do you have any motivations or goals? I guess stuff that drives you. I mean, you've already beaten Cardona twice, so that the motivation might not be there anymore. I get the NWA World Championship, that will, but what else internally drives you?
Basically the thoughts about my future life. I want to be driving Lamborghinis, 5 Lamborghinis. Houses in like the biggest cities in the world. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. That's what motivates me, and to prove that all the people wrong that used to doubt me when I was younger. Because I am really, really small and wanting to be a professional wrestler. So they were like, "That's crazy. You can't do that." I was like, "All right, I'll show you."
So growing up, you're what, 5'8"?
Probably like 5'3".
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You what's that? 5'3" what?
125 pounds.
125 pounds. All sex appeal. What was that? What's that line? Muscle and sex appeal.
All me, baby. Hot tamale.
Hot tamale. I said 5'8" because that website, give a shout out to Cage Fighter or whatever it is. They got you at 5'8".
The cameras make me look pretty big.
The cameras make you look big. Wow, yeah. So you growing up, someone says to you, like, what do you want to do? Like, did you want to be a wrestler from a young age?
Oh, yeah, when I was 9 years old.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I remember my grandma loved pro wrestling. And one night SmackDown was on, and she told me to come and watch it. And it was a segment between Vicky Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio giving the Vicky a senton out of the wheelchair.
Oh.
It was like one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And then I saw The Undertaker, and I was like, whoa, that's like a real life superhero in a way.
Yeah.
And I want to be. So yeah.
And everyone probably said, "You're crazy, fucking crazy."
100%, man, 100%. Especially, teachers in high school.
Yeah.
They're like, "Go to college, bro."
Right. You were like, "No, screw that. I want to drive Lamborghinis. I want to steal Matt Cardona's lady. I got things to do." Yeah, right. Do you have any? You're getting ready for a match. All right. So before your not your open challenge for Cardona, before the rematch, we'll say on Power, I believe it was on. Do you have any What goes in? What do you put into before a match? Are there any rituals? Any superstitions? Anything like that?
Lots of stretching.
Oh.
Lots of stretching, and some meditation and prayer definitely helps a long way, and getting a good pump in. For sure. Good pump in, so you look good for the cameras.
For sure. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger said that.
Yep.
A good pump. I tried to do Arnold, and Macho Man came out.
Hey, that works. He's jacked too.
Yeah, he was. He probably got a good pump in too before a match. You had a good impression earlier, Tony Montana. That was great.
Hey, thank you, man. Gracias.
That was good. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna ask you this one question. Then I'm gonna give you the mic, and we'll end our show here. I'm gonna put you in a triple threat match. Yourself, one current wrestler, and one former wrestler. I guess is the way I'll put it. You, a current wrestler, a former wrestler, are in a triple threat match. Who are those wrestlers, and what is the title you are fighting for?
Oh, that's an easy one. Me, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero for the W Cruiserweight Championship. That sounds like that would be a pretty cool match. A cool dream of mine. You know, it's like that sounds like something a kid would dream. So
spectacular. Is Vicky in the corner of Eddie?
Yes, in the wheelchair.
In the wheelchair. There you go. A masked Rey Mysterio or the awfully forgotten unmasked Rey Mysterio?
Masked for sure.
Good answer.
Halloween
Havoc Mysterio. The classic Mysterio. For sure.
Yeah.
Rolando, you've been we're nearing the end of the show, and something we do at the end of every show is I'm going to give you the mic. You can put over anything you want. You can let us know some shows you got coming up. If you got any, I apologize right now. I usually do a better job with that, but my shoot job, I work in the school system. We're back at school this week. I work in a school system with special needs. We're back at school this week, and it was rough, so I didn't get the any shows that you have down, so now is your time to shine. You can put over anything you want. You can bury anyone you want. You can say anything you want. The floor is yours. I will not interrupt.
Definitely. New South Pro Wrestling, September 23rd in Heflin, Alabama. And then lots of New South Wrestling for me. And, of course, NWA, November 11th, November 12th, teaming up with Wildcat Sports Pro Wrestling. Ooh. Hard Times 3, baby. Hard Times 3. Maybe if I'm lucky, they'll put me in make it a fatal 4-way. Mm-hmm. Rolando Freeman, Iris, Matt Cardona, Trevor Murdoch.
Book it.
That's open for. That's what I'm praying for. And also, Trevor, that doesn't happen. Coming for you, Vato. You're gonna be seeing me everywhere, dude. Even in your night.
Spectacular. Phenomenal stuff. Hey, once you beat Trevor Murdoch, win that title, you'll have to come back and show us.
Oh, God, yes. I'm going to show that everywhere.
You should. It'd be great. Rolando, you've been a pleasure to have on tonight. You're welcome back anytime. I hope you had fun. What would you be doing tonight if you were not on this show?
Probably hitting the gym.
Nice.
Hitting the gym, get workout in. Probably cardio. Because I lifted earlier, and then I would have just done cardio.
Can you never have enough? Can you never have enough gym?
I would say 4 times a week is pretty good for me. You got to let your muscles heal and rest so they'll grow properly.
Awesome. I have so many more questions, but I'll stick to the gimmick, and we're ending the show. Rolando, you've been a pleasure. The door is open. You're welcome back anytime. Thank you for giving us your time tonight.
Absolutely.
Yep. Peace. Have a good night.